University of Memphis touts a surge in freshman enrollment this fall. Joining us today to talk about that is Dr. Brian Meredith, the Vice President of Enrollment Management at the University of Memphis. And welcome, sir. You're following the President of the United States, probably the only time in history that's ever going to happen. But good intro.
Glad to be here.
But to what do you attribute that 4% growth of freshmen at the U of M? 2,044 students this year is what I understand?
Well, yes, 2044. It's been a busy year. We've been very intentional to make sure that we, the U of M, and our recruiters and our admission counselors are in all the places and spaces where students, future students would be, not only across Tennessee, but the Mid-South region and across the country in our recruitment. We've evaluated, all of how we communicate with students, how we interact with them, not only high school students, but across different, spectrums, and making sure that we're on point. And again, very aggressive, very intentional this past year, probably the most aggressive and intentional we've ever been, hosting recruitment receptions, being visible in high schools with Tiger Takeover Days, right. Talking about scholarship opportunities, affordability nights, anywhere and everywhere. If our activity in the past was pretty consistent and set out, but over the last year we doubled down on that, and I think that's produced that 4.3%, that increase.
Well, that's great. I note that you said you watch what you say and how you say it to these kids. In the post-COVID world, communication has changed with young people, correct?
Yes, it has.
How has that changed?
We have to be on point with our message, and we always want to tell the U of M story. It's a great story to tell, but with social media, it has to be quick, to the point, and shortened sound bites, if you will, messaging, and that's where the future students are. That's where they live, and even for some of the parents, are seeing that through social media and other ways. But it's very critical that we have our message, and we've got a good story to tell on the U of M, and that makes it easier for us.
And so far, it seems to be working, at least for the freshman class, right?
For the first time freshman, it's working great this year.
Wonderful.
Some historic numbers.
You saw a 5% increase also in students from Tennessee, the state of Tennessee. What do you attribute that to? Same thing?
Yep, same thing. After the pandemic, I think we had probably lost track, and a lot of schools did, and how they recruited and where they are. But we made sure this past year that we were in the communities across West, Middle, and East Tennessee, not only in the high schools, but in the areas where students and families are, hosting U of M nights, piggybacking with alumni, working with local leaders, and making sure the U of M message is out there, and also understanding that affordability, is an important piece to this decision making as a family, and having affordability nights as well. And I think that's really kind of turned the corner for us.
Right. Well, the law school experienced a remarkable 31% increase in enrollees. Yep. To what do you attribute that?
We've got a great law school. Dean Strickland and the faculty and staff have done a great job recruiting this year, this past year, and making sure that our law school is out there and in front of the game and relevant. But also, I think one of the major pieces that the administration of the law school, the Dean Strickland and the faculty have done, is reach out to the law faculty, the law alumni, and the law alumni have been very generous in fundraising efforts for scholarships, 3-year scholarships for our law students, and that's been a game changer for us this past year.
I bet. And you have also, I was reading that the fall 2025 class has an average GPA of 3.63. That's the average. Yep. That's pretty incredible. The highest mark since the university started tracking those numbers in 2004. This is part of the university's Ascend strategy. Help us understand that.
Sure. The Ascend strategy is our strategic plan for the university. It goes from 2023, I believe, to 2028, and there's elements in there, that speak to enrollment, degree completion, faculty staff retention, advancement, fundraising, all those areas. But for us in enrollment, President Hargrave and the leadership team have been very purposeful in wanting to increase the profile of our incoming class. That has lots of very positive ripple effects. Those students come in, they're college ready, they're successful in their freshman year, and they move to graduation and commencement at a much more rapid pace. The Ascend plan is sort of our roadmap, if you will, that's to success.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, we were going to thank Dr. Brian Meredith, the doctor who has come up with the prescription for growing student enrollment at the University of Memphis this year. Congratulations on a great success, and we look forward to following you in the future.
Great. Glad to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Back in a moment.